help them then. Like, what the fuck? So what, you just giving up? If he's gonna die before you, then you owe him to protect him. Like, I don't understand. It's because you don't want to face the shame in their eyes? No, ma'am. That's not good enough. Hey guys, welcome back to more Legend of the Willow. We're going to be doing the final episode of this update, recent update, which will be pretty exciting because it sounds like there's some sort of attack going on. So that should be interesting. Let's go ahead and open that. I tried to get this out earlier, but there's been like a winter storm like going on down here in Texas, and yeah, Texas is not prepared for stuff like that. Power's out in like random places. I was super worried about my family. Yeah, because they were just cold and there's no water in certain places, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. We're better equipped for floods and hurricanes, but yeah, winter storm. This is like, it snowed here, and it was like the second time I've ever seen snow in my life. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Once again, it was like half an inch. Nothing really melts really easily with the sunlight, but yeah, nothing compared to if you live up north. But still, it was ridiculous. It's still a little cold, but it's gotten better. And for the most part, the most dangerous part is past, and so now everybody's just waiting for their power to come back on and stuff like that. But seriously, businesses are closed, like grocery stores packed. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So it says, Chapter 9, Don't You Dare. This cloud is expecting lightning to pay a visit. They're fighting? What happened? Don't lose your breath. We won't make it in time. I still think they're fighting each other. They rushed from the village along a narrow path between the houses. As they passed a garden with fruit trees, they found themselves atop a small rise. Kazu and Takao were below. Kazu surged toward the Jonin, swung, and immediately dodged to the side. Wait, so they are fighting? The Kitsune could not tell precisely what had happened as the sorcerer flew into the snow. Still lying down, Takao thrust up his hand, his gaze fixing on his opponent. Kazu was already near. A shield-like bubble appeared between the shinobi. Thrown back a few steps by the spell, Kazu bumped into a snowdrift. Why isn't anyone stopping them? Mei looked around as if searching for someone to call for help, and she immediately noticed that they were not alone in watching the fight. A little further to the side were Hong, Changan, and Masamune. There were some other villagers at a distance, but the Kitsune never spoken to them and did not know their names. Takao and Kazu clashed again, the sorcerer's eyes formidably fierce, the ninja's expression completely detached. I don't know. We can't just sit here watching. Well, apparently we can. Everybody else is. Like, I don't... Maybe this is something I shouldn't be getting involved with. I don't know. May start down the slope. Satoshi, we need to... The fussy ninja grabbed her sleeve. Don't interfere. They're training. Okay. Okay. That was a little bit better. I was like, what are they doing? Okay, I was like, I doubt they would randomly just be fighting. Kazu caught the Jonin with a sweep, but once again, Takao used magic to shield himself from the finishing blow. This time, Kazu jumped back on his own. Look at them go. The fighting shinobi circled slowly, Kazu constantly changing the rhythm, speed, length, and direction of his stride. He seemed to move erratically, all the while relentlessly closing the distance to his opponent. Takao used his magic to strike from afar, however Kazu managed to dodge every attack. For a moment, Mei thought the sorcerer was starting to get tired, his strength waning. She was wrong. The air seemed to ring with magic. Without so much as a pause, Takao created shield after shield of dense air. This wall fenced him off from his opponent, forcing the other shinobi to back away as the shields tried to knock him down. Why didn't you tell me from the beginning? Do you think they were at it for real? Come on. I can't even imagine that what will lead to that. They're like brothers. Kazu's the only one who might not listen to the Jonin. The Kitsune shook her head as she watched in amazement. There was an utterly strange beauty in what unfolded before her. Different, dangerous, terrible, and incredible. The beautiful power of skills owned to perfection. May studied the effects of Takao's magic. This is real sorcery. She watched Kazu's unfathomable, impossible speed as he moved with the grace of flowing water. No wonder people think of shinobi almost as yokai. Gradually, Takao forced his friend back, pressing him against the rocks with his magic. When he ran out of room to maneuver, Kazu launched himself upward in a gravity-defying leap and ran along the cliff face. He pushed off and, tumbling through the air, softly landed. He rolled under Takao's feet, knocking him down. A moment later, the blunt edge of a knife pressed against the Jonin's throat. Takao smiled as he looked past the grinning shinobi. Kazu did not turn his head, feeling the heat of the glow hanging directly above him. A draw? Cheerfulness shone in Kazu's narrowed eyes. The friends laughed. How unusual to see Kazu so lighthearted. Hello, May. What the hell? I was just at your house. You could have, if you were gonna come here, you knew this was happening, you could have at least brought me. The hell is wrong with you? The group of onlookers came closer. Grandpa Chungun, Hung, Masamune, good morning. You're here, good. You needed to see. Then why didn't you tell me? They rarely train together. It takes a lot to use magic, and Kazu can't be persuaded to fight just like that. Magic can be very dangerous, only weapons can be faster. Kazu and Takao joined them. It's always so cute to see him smiling. I gotta stop taking pictures, I swear. I swear. But I like the smiles. May, once you learn, you'll become a fearsome witch and a powerful warrior. Elusive, changing faces with makeup. He rolled his eyes. Watch out, capital. The older healer lightly hit him on the back with his staff. Standing there chatting, do you have nothing better to do? Want to wash the ransom fat from the barrel for me? Satoshi suddenly looked sad. Grandpa Chungun. Come on, let's go. I'll show you what else to clean. That's what you get, asshole! Hung quietly retreated before he caught the healer's attention. Masamune was probably forgotten. May, stay here. Kazu watched after the shinobi hastily disappearing into the distance. He fled. Masamune shrugged. I will accompany you if you don't mind. It will be an honor. The Ronin and the sorcerer said goodbye. As they walked away, May heard. Skillful use of magic. Impressive. But the sword is clearer and closer, right? Yes, you are right, Jonin. That's why I'm a Jonin, after all. Their quiet laughter faded among the trees. Kazu, who also seemed to have heard the conversation, smiled. He gazed upward for a long time, either at the sky or the mountain peaks. I wonder what you're thinking. I wish I could sense what others are thinking as well as you do. Well, I mean, you could always ask him. I mean, I don't know. By the time he spoke, it had been long enough for May to decide they would stand silently until the healer returned. He spoke in the voice he only used when they were alone. We rarely see each other. Can't do it more often. I'm thinking of you. Aw. A question escaped her lips. What are you thinking? I think I like it when you sleep. He briefly stroked her cheek. It's hard enough for you without me. I don't want to tie you up with words. You let your hands be bound. That's me. It's different. Are you sure? Earlier choices influenced May's relationship with Kazu. I hate it when they say that because you never know what exactly, and more importantly, you never know, like, if that's for the good or for the bad, and I guess we can read it to find out. He looked at her directly with a hard, piercing gaze. May lowered her eyes, and then she took to the man's hand. He whispered gently, I want you to speak. Be silent. Feel your smell on me, brave one. The kitsune's breath went astray. Ninja looked away and said, Chungun is coming. Okay, that sounded good. So whatever we did it good. He'll check your form. If all is well, you can start training with Arai. I have to go. Kazu headed toward the village. Let's go down so no one bothers us. What do I have to do now? Will I be rolling up snowballs here until sunset? Today, we'll test what you've learned. Washing the walls. May bow politely. Of course, Grandpa Chang'an. Now, Fox, do you remember rubbing the walls in a circular motion? The Kitsune nodded in surprise. I remember. Okay, repeat it. Oh, I have it right here. I was like, oh no. Am I gonna need my notes? Okay. When we were picking up the logs, it was pick up, turn around, throw. And the other one was up, down, left, right. Right hand to the right. May obediently perform the motion. Now again. Having said this, the old man raised his staff and lightly tapped her with it. No sleeping. His staff began to move again. Right hand to the right. The Kitsune moved the stick aside from her forearm. Aside with her forearm. Good. Left goes to left. This time Chang'an moved faster. May barely had time to move the staff away with her left arm. Well done. Got it? If you deflect in the wrong direction, you'll get hit in the chest. Ooh. Okay, that should be simple to remember, but let's write it down just to be sure. Right to right, left to left. So now I'm suddenly still feeling like there's gonna be some sort of battle. You'll get hit in the chest. Yes, understood. She looked in amazement at her own hands, disbelieving that she had just deflected the blow like a warrior, like a real warrior. May smiled happily. Enough. You won't be able to defeat the Ryoge if you stand there admiring yourself. Let's take turns now. The healer kept the same pace and she managed to deflect a few swings. Then the old man changed up the order and managed to hit her with the staff. Be prepared for anything to change in battle. If an unpleasant surprise can happen, it will definitely happen. Let's add a step. If you stand still, it will be quite boring to kill you. Don't you agree? Move your hand not out, but in. The right one to the left, and take a step to the right in the opposite direction. Wait, what? Move your hand not out, but in. The right one to the left, and take a step to the right in the opposite direction. Sound like a lot of directions. Slower, girl, slower. Do not rush. Do it right. Don't get confused. Again. Okay. I hope that I'm trying to remember that last part because I was like, what? May spent the whole day with Chang'an. When they returned to the house, the old man said, your reactions are good. Your performance is also good. You get into shape quickly. It makes sense to teach you to fight. Tomorrow you will start studying with the Ronin. Grandpa Chang'an? She bowed down in snow. Thank you. Chang'an lifted her up and hugged her. Oh. Come now, stand up. I didn't do that much. Come on, I'll get the candied persimmon and we'll have some tea with it. Yay! We get treats. The next day, Masamune, holding a wooden bokken sword under his arm, asked, ready? Yes. What should I do? Watch and try to remember my motions first. I may not teach you how to defend against magic, but it's good for you to know how to dodge a blade. I agree. Let's start with the main strokes. There are 8. The warriors slowly demonstrated each one. Battle music. Explaining how and where to recoil in this or that case. May listen very carefully. And she repeated the movements over and over again. It didn't go well. Try again. A blow from above. No, Your weight should be on your left leg. And don't look at the sword, just the eyes. By watching the face and posture, you can predict your opponent's next action. I remember what you said. She shrugged in annoyance. It just happens. It's because you see the danger in the weapon. But the danger comes from the one wielding it. It doesn't take a lot of experience. We see the same way, the same things. It's enough to get used to noticing it. The Ronin raised the weapon above his head, almost vertically, holding it with both hands. It's a simple lesson. I only ask you to watch. Tell me, what can I do? Oh, anything? You're going to attack. How? From above? Straight? Take the bokken. Stand as I stood. Try hitting from above, straight. The Kitsunes took a step forward, slicing through the air. You were uncomfortable striking from that position, so you took a step, or rather transferred your weight. So my opponent will change his position? Yes. He took the training sword back. What if I attack like this? The Kitsune scrutinized the warrior with her full focus. He froze, keeping his gaze on her left shoulder for a single heartbeat. The bokken began to move rapidly. Dodge to the right. She abruptly swayed to the side, moving from under the attack. Yes, that's right. Okay. May, don't be discouraged by possible mistakes. Sometimes I will intentionally let you make them so that you better understand what you are doing wrong. Don't be angry with me for this, okay? May bowed to the Ronin. I'm very grateful. You're a wonderful teacher. It will be clear later. Before you hit, you were aiming? Right. I saw, recognized it. His next words dampened her joy. A warrior is incomparably faster, even when very drunk. Noticing her reaction, Masamune added, no one is invincible. There is always a chance to unravel your enemy's actions. Don't comfort me. Actually, you move well. I don't have the strength of a man, or thank you. It seems kind of blunt. That might be passionate. I don't know. Well, it could be neither. Could try this one. Maybe I'll get a lesson. Oh. His weight, it must be acknowledged. First of all, men are different. For example, not all of them know how to ride. Besides, there is always a stronger warrior, or taller, bigger, tougher, faster. This has led to the development of many different fighting techniques. I really appreciate this. You didn't have to teach me. Success is in my best interest. We've discussed this. I hope that you won't have to use these skills. However, learning them might save your life. Well, they definitely will. If you're tired, we'll finish for today. Only a little. We can continue our lesson. Are you sure? Yes. Good. I attack. However, the lesson effectively stopped there. Araya remembered a joke, then May shared a funny incident from her life with the Okia. In the end, half of the Ronin's attacks ended in laughter. In the end, Masamune wrapped up the training. Enough for today. It will get dark soon anyway. May. If you show me what you can do with magic, I'll think about how to use it in conjunction with what I teach you. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. Of course. The Kitsune wiggled her fingers. There's illusions. Concentration, a pass. The winged acolyte flew from the trees, diving directly at the Ronin. The warrior reflexively put his hand to his katana, shifting to the side. The bird turned sharply, again rushing toward him. Having flown by, it disappeared behind the nearest tree. Masamune respectively shook his head. Much more substantial than I expected. Please accept my compliments, May the Fox. She was very pleased, proud of herself. However, she did not show it, only modestly lowering her eyes in response to his praise. That would definitely be useful in battle. I can already think of a few options. After the lesson, Mei headed to Chang'an's house. Cool. Some time. Being friendos with Masamune, that's fun. As Sakao had warned her, her lessons began to alternate. Before their second lesson, Araya asked her to do a warm-up. It was easy. A few squats, some stretching. The next lesson started with one as well, quite a bit longer. Each new lesson with Masamune became more and more difficult. Some movements were easy, others were challenging. The Ronin noted her reflexes, but the several times he instructed her to pick up the bokken ended fruitlessly. Mei continued to train only her dodging abilities. Okay. Not very good with the sword. Bokken. Mei assumed that the man might rightfully say very bad or even not good at all. However, he limited himself to the more delicate phrase, not good enough. And so, one of the best students from Kinuyo's Okiya put in even more effort. Araya was not as strict as Takao or Chang'an. Nevertheless, he tried to get the same results out of her. I can hear my husband shouting in the back. Her days now began with either reviewing magical passes or brisk warm-up walks before practicing with the Ronin. However, walking very quickly began to intertwine with and then be replaced by short runs. Less than a week later, the Jonin informed her that she could go beyond the village, but in the daytime and not too far away. Chang'an immediately pointed out several possible routes and produced a lightweight kimono for her training. Ooh. Fancy pants. Ooh. I don't know. I kind of like this look a little bit better. Like, the color on this one is nice, but I kind of like the other one. Yeah. Oh, this one looks different. Right? I like it. I like it. The training began to increase in intensity at such a pace that Mei seriously doubted whether she would survive. The only hope the Kitsune clung to was that over time she would be able to get into the rhythm, and it would become at least a little easier. She did not have any time to spend with Kazu at all. She often thought of him, but she had only enough strength to fulfill the requirements of her teachers. Through her sleep, Mei sometimes heard a man in the late evenings. He asked to hear her how she was doing. Twice, he left delicious tofu for her. It's okay. A week or two is nothing. It won't be like this all the time. The Kitsune tried to convince herself. It shouldn't. Biting her lip from muscle pain, fighting nausea and dizziness from working with magic, Mary repeated to herself over and over again. Don't complain, they know what they're doing. You have to endure. It will pass. New is always difficult. You have to endure another day. I like the way she looks right now. I'm gonna take a picture. And again the next morning. Don't complain. Mei now knew the forest between the village and the cave well. After once again passing the stream which she had conjured with the Jonah in the fall, the Kitsune headed back. Uh-oh. Dodging to the trees, she ran, fighting with the cold air burning her lungs. Suddenly, her peripheral vision caught some movement. Without stopping, she turned her head. Approaching her was... Shino Odori? I was looking for you. Mei, follow me. The yokai abruptly changed direction, waving for her to follow. Run after her. Mei rushed after her. Where are we going? I mean, there's no reason not to trust her. She's never done me any harm. And also, we helped her, you know, so she's a friendo. The cave dweller cleared a fallen tree in an impressive leap, answering, It's important. What? Is a matter of life or death. She wants to kill herself. Mei's right side cramped, and the Kitsune no longer asked questions. Focusing on her breathing, they didn't have to run far. Left the forest behind, emerging at the end of the gorge. Shinodori held out her hand, pointing to the woman facing the abyss at its very edge. She was either praying or simply whispering something, holding a knife in both hands, aimed at her throat. The wind ruffled her hair. May was looking at her from the side, but immediately recognized. Azumi? Oh, girl. The shinobi turned sharply. Her face was emotionless. Azumi, don't. They were too far apart for the Kitsune to do anything. The ninja had only to lean forward, and her body, its throat slit, would plummet down. Why are you here? Why are you here? I don't understand. There's something else going on besides her not being able to date Kazu anymore. Surely. Her voice was calm, only a longing flickered in her eyes. The Kitsune glanced to her side. Shinodori wasn't there. Apparently, Azumi had not noticed that May was not alone. I read it in the morning. You didn't know? Maybe you could show me how to do it. You're so much better than me at it. She tried to speak, to distract Azumi. I've seen how you move. I could never do what you do. Everything was okay, though. So... May feverishly tried to remember. You went to Satoshi's to get the wigs for an assignment. Almost immediately you left the village, apparently to fulfill it. Looks like you just got back? Didn't succeed? Azumi, don't do this. Wishing to speak softly but convincingly, the Kitsune slowly took a step forward. I'm still too far away. This is madness. She nearly broke my arms and here I am trying to persuade her to live. Don't. Whatever happened, you can probably find another way. One more small step. It's too late. Late? What happened? Her answer sounded ragged. They'll do it to me anyway for treachery. I don't want to. I have to. This is the only way I can wash away. Only way I can wash away. For treachery? What the hell did you do? The shame. I betrayed the clan. Please tell me you not betray your clan over me. I have to believe there's something else going on besides her beef with me. I have to. Otherwise, it don't make no sense. Betrayed? You couldn't. Azumi's words were sharp. I could, and I did. Maybe it's not so bad? Takao's a wise man. He knows you. He'll understand and forgive. Big deal, an unfulfilled assignment. So naive. Takao will die because of me. What? The clan has enemies. I let them here. They'll be here soon. Azumi. Well, this is not the time for you to be killing yourself. Help them then. Like, what the fuck? So what, you just giving up? If he's gonna die before you, then you owe him to protect him. Like, I don't understand. It's because you don't want to face the shame in their eyes? So you gonna casually kill yourself off by yourself somewhere? So you don't have to look in their faces when they figure out you betrayed them? No, ma'am. That's not good enough. The Kitsune jumped toward the ninja, no longer thinking about the fact that Azumi could commit suicide. She was spurred on by what had been awoken her during the autumn. Angry decisiveness. Her voice struck like a whip. Don't you dare. In surprise, Azumi froze, allowing herself to be grabbed by the shoulders. Don't you dare. Give this to me. May shook the stunned shinobi and took the knife away. Is the village in danger? What have you done specifically? You must warn them. Tell Takao. Tears rolled down Azumi's cheeks. Why do you think I did it then? Why did I betray them? It doesn't matter. The Kitsune hissed out of irritation, almost like Shinodori. I don't care about your problems with Kazu. What do you think of me? And as far as your grudge against the Jonin for taking the contract, I don't care either. If you're not lying and you really betrayed them, they don't need me. I don't fit in. Do you think of anyone other than yourself? What about Changun, Kimi? Are Satoshi and Hong also to blame? The rest of the clan? Now you will stand up and run as fast as you can and tell Takao what happened. If you want to wash away the shame, then wash it off. Only with your blood, not theirs. Azumi made up her mind instantly. She stood. Keep up. We'll take the shortest route. I'm sitting here wallowing in self-pity. You don't have time for that shit. Tell them what happened. What the hell? What the As they encountered Hong first and explained the situation as briefly as they could, both the shinobi immediately rushed to the Jonin and made one to change from her light clothes to more suitable ones. Where the traitor was now, the Kitsune did not know. Perhaps Takao killed her himself? I doubt it. They don't have time for that right now. The idea of it made her shiver. Can I change my hair? Or do I like my hair the way it is? Or should I find some battle hair? I don't know. We could do that. Oh! Ooh, or we could put that on! With the makeup, it kind of looks dope. But should we like see our facial expressions though? We might make some good ones. We could do a ponytail. So we got ponytail as a good option. We do our mask. Or loosely tied back. I kind of want to see facial expressions. But she looks so cool. But this is not like a stealth mission. At least not at the moment. But it looks so cool with the little dots there. The makeup looks good. I'm thinking either ponytail or pull back. That does look cool though, guys. I don't know. I do want to see facial expression. Okay, let's go ponytail for now. Let's mess around with our what we got going on here. Should we hold a fan? Or should we just be like, no trinkets right now? Let's just get like battle ready. Right? The idea of it made her shiver. Could he? Probably. Or not. He's the head of the clan. May looked around outside. Doesn't look like Azumi was overreacting. The ninja moved around the village without fuss, silently, in an organized manner. People went from house to house, pressing on boards known to them alone that revealed loaded crossbows beneath the roofs. Everyone clearly knew what to do. She got the impression that all of this had been rehearsed several times. Most likely, it was. Only May and Chang'e were standing on the old man's porch. The healer frowned as he watched the treetops. He gazed at the forest, his hands folded atop his staff as they were often were. I know you probably won't listen. Still, when it starts, stay here. In the village? Yes. The clan's warriors will meet the enemy on their approaches in the forest. Almost everyone else will take refuge in their houses. Satoshi appeared from around the corner. He quickly pulled a thin rope near the ground, covered it with snow, and hurried on across the bridge. Grandpa Chang'e? I'm listening. Is the clan preparing traps? They clearly are. Who would attack you? The Tenkai clan. Tenkai. Tenkai. Enemy. We have a long-standing feud with them. Other shinobi? Others. We have pushed them in many ways. They've lost a lot, now they harbor a strong grudge against us. The people of the Tenkai clan have gotten quite a bad name lately. They did not keep their word, they deceived their clients, they're getting weaker. They get by like common robbers, it's a shame for such ninja. At least now they will die the way decent shinobi should. Is clan preparing traps? Yes. Around the village and here, as a last resort if their attackers still make it here. May silently completed the old man's phrase. If everyone who goes to meet them dies. Look, you take a wrong step and it will turn out that I wasted my medicinal herbs on you for nothing. The preparation of the village seemed to be finished. May noticed that at the end of the row of houses, a silent group walked past. The faces of some were hidden by masks, others, the Kitsune looking closely, recognized. Takao, and there's Kazu. Hong and Masamune? Is he supporting the clan? There were no visible changes around, the same houses, the same fences, and stone lanterns. Well, if they got the masks on, maybe I should put masks on. I don't know. But all this seemed to be bound by an intangible, tensely stretched chain of anxiety. Everything seemed to stand still in anticipation of blood. Black dots, birds, flew far away above the trees. They're coming. Won't the yokai help? They will definitely help. And immediately confirming his words, a heartbreaking cry of pain came from the other side of the forest, making May flinch. See, they're already helping. Not everyone will reach here. Now they know they are expected? Of course. The old healer sighed, straightened a small bag at his waist, and left the yard. Grandpa Changa? The ninja turned. If I'm just getting in the way and underfoot, tell me. But if I can help you somehow. Anything at all, carrying a bag with the things you need? Changa looked at the kitsune. Someone will be waiting at the very edge of the village, waiting for the wounded, watching. Understand? May nodded without hesitation, following the old man. Good. Stay close, or you will fall into a trap. And if it gets bad, if I tell you to hide, I'll hide. He grunted under his breath, waving his hand. You wouldn't be able to sit still anyway. No, he definitely keeping that little eye on her. But she's doing a lot better than some of the other main characters from some of the other stories. They would have been like, no, I gotta go. Gotta run out there. I'm gonna be in the forest with them. Like, look, my training is still underway. Changa, I'm glad that she's, kind of accepting being like the second line of defense, Changa and May stopped near the house at the edge. If someone gets through, an old man and a girl will meet him. Won't that be a laugh? How about an experienced shinobi and a kitsune? Oh, that sounds a lot scarier. We'll catch and treat him. He narrowed his eyes slightly. They'll never get sick again. She recognized the people attacking those who had helped her, with whom she'd shared food and the roof over her head, had unquestionably become her enemies too. Soon, the dreary clashing of weapons was heard. The battle had begun. The skirmish was short. May very much wanted to believe that the enemies were the losers, and then events began to unfold more quickly. Far ahead, higher, where the forest began to rise into the mountains, subtle silhouettes cloaked in white and gray appeared. On the invisible border, they began to fall limply. Crossbow bolts and shurikens flew at them from the bushes like sparks. Silence. Time dragged on painfully, unknown. Her ears and eyes strained as she searched for danger. Again, the sound of iron striking iron. The trees and landscape hit the fight. A stranger flashed by. Their short, rapid run was interrupted by a stick that shot up from under the snow. The stranger seemed to have stepped on a rake. Only difference was that the rake handles do not have sharp thorns, the length of one's palm sticking out at different angles. The man wheezed and gurgled. Blood spurted from under his mask onto his chest. His body collapsed, feet convulsively scraping the ground. Whistling arrows, screams of death that lifted the hair, and clashes of blades indicated that the battle was approaching and shifting to the side. No orders, no footfalls. Again, no one was in sight. May felt that despite the cold, her palms were sweating. It seemed as if it wasn't people that were fighting in the cursed forest, but ethereal ghosts. The newly descended silence was torn apart by a heart-rending, drawn-out howl. May tried not to imagine what must be done to a man so that he screamed like that. Whew! And then Azumi appeared in the open. She was helping Satoshi walk, his arms slung over her shoulder. The Mako specialist limped and at times shook his head. No blood? Is he stunned? The treacherous Kunoichi was struggling. Her pale face was tense, her lips pressed together in a thin line. She looked around once, again. Then she quickly lowered Satoshi into the dead wood behind a thick tree trunk. Sharply turning in the other direction, she took several steps. She fell back, barely managing to dodge an arrow that flew out of the forest. And she got up and ran to another bit of cover. Again, a short dash. The shinobi was always in sight as she tried to put distance between her and the village, moving in an arc. Snow was falling from the branches, pierced by invisible arrows. When it became apparent that she was limping, the old man told May, "Hide behind a tree." He hurried to the kunoichi. The kitsune darted for the trunk of an old beech. The attacker remained hidden from May and the healer's sight. Those crooked bushes over there obstruct Chang'un's view, but I saw where they were shooting from. It's very close. Hong and Masamune appeared on the slope. They were far away, too far to call out to them. Azumi fell again, got up, and immediately pressed into the snowdrift again. A crossbow bolt whistled over the back of her head. May carefully looked out, and two thoughts flashed in her head at once. I can help. Chang'un told me to be here. She bit her lip painfully. To intervene, I have to come out of hiding. It's safer to stay here. If anything, I can help Satoshi crawl away. They did this shit on purpose. They made you not like this girl. Then added like salt onto the wound. Like these people are here because of us. I can't help but think about consequences. As much as she might think she doesn't fit in, people care about her. And I'm afraid that me not helping could also end up getting not just her hurt, but somebody else as well, that I don't want to get hurt. So it's better to risk myself. I think I will regret not risking it. Because at least then I won't have it on my conscience that I didn't jump in when I had the chance. Yeah, I can't not help. She's thinking pretty clearly. It's not like she's just like rushing out without thinking about this. She's thought this through. So that makes me feel a little bit more confident about letting her go in. The kitsune, cursing herself, rushed forward, stretched out her hand in the direction from which the arrows were flying, where the shooter was supposedly hiding. The branches swayed slightly. It could have been the wind, but May attacked. Illusion. The acolyte rushed forward. Her enemy rolled off from behind the spruce tree. He hesitated and shot at the bird. The bow flew right through it, disappearing into the needles. The next moment, the enemy rushed away from someone, forgetting about Azumi and the old man. Between the trees and the snowy forest rushed a tiger? May had never seen tigers. As far as she knew, these huge striped cats had orange fur, but the animal could not be anything else. Apart from the color, the description matched exactly. You think it's the cow? His acolyte? The predator overtook the ninja in several long bounds. Claws swept through the air. Oh no, it's real! The marksman's throat became a bloom of crimson. Is that a yokai? Or is it just a tiger? Chunga was already bandaging Azumi. The tiger froze in silence, listening. Only now May examined his eyes. Do all animals have eyes like that? Neither Chunga nor Azumi. Yeah, it was like a weird, thing in it. Neither Chunga nor Azumi showed the slightest concern about the presence of the huge predator, so definitely somebody from the village. Or they'd seen it before. The beast also behaved strangely. Not normal at all. The tiger glanced at the clan shinobi and the kitsune. Oh! That's our thumbnail. Carefully looking around, it slowly moved into the forest. The beast left a scarlet trail in the snow, his paws bleeding. Really? After making sure that there were no more enemies nearby, the tiger jumped, and without touching the ground, turned into a white bird. May recognized the plumage of the falcon. Its wings flapped, and the wondrous bird soared over the forest. Takao? Alive. Who else? I feel like that helped, though. I feel like that was good. Because we didn't run out. We just created an illusion. We used our magic to get that person out of hiding, and they were taken care of. I think that was the best possible outcome. For sure. I don't know what would have happened if we didn't do anything. I feel pretty good with that outcome. And now we know Takao is not he's also like a shapeshifter. Because she said he said it wasn't a kitsune, but he was just a normal sorcerer. Not normal, but pretty badass sorcerer. So he can turn himself into animals and crap. That's cool. It's like a druid or something. Okay. That should have been the last episode for now. Let's do a quick check just to be sure. Okay, in development. Okay. Wow, we're already on episode 10 of season 2? Huh. Okay. So next time we'll probably get like what? 10, 11. Episodes 10 and 11 of season 2. And then get episode probably 1 of season 3. Wow. I love the pacing of this story. Like, so we had season 1, you know, is kind of like a self-discovery season, right? So you meet the prominent players in the game, all the prominent people around, you know, your allies, some enemies, find out who you are, who the enemies are, like your ultimate enemies, for sure, for the most part. Yeah, and it's kind of like discovering that we can do all these interesting things, but not knowing much about any of that or anything like that. And then you get to this season, and the whole thing is kind of like in training, right? So we just kind of exploring all the things that we can do, how we're going to approach a situation, and everything like that. And so I'm guessing the next season will be filled with like, okay, like now that we have all these skills that we've gained and taking the time to learn, we can go and try to apply all that out in a more dangerous setting where danger threatens all around us. So that's really neat. I like this idea. And I wonder what they're going to do with Izumi. I don't know. I doubt that they'll kill her. I doubt it. I think she's more valued than she thinks she is. I still don't fully understand her reasoning for betraying the clan. I kind of forgot that she was mad at Takao for taking the contract, my contract, but that doesn't really make any sense either. I mean, it's not like they're just doing that shit for free. Like, he's gonna take something from me, probably pretty serious. And he didn't even fully explain what. What he's taking. I don't even remember the exact words that he used, but basically it's kind of an open-ended kind of thing. He's gonna take something valuable from me. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he is Kazu's friend, so I assume at least he won't be my firstborn or anything like that. So here's to hoping. But I don't know. I don't know how it goes. Maybe he'll want some magic or something. By the time we end our journey, I probably won't really need it that much anymore. I don't know. But can't he take my magic if I'm Kitsune? Don't know how that works. But anyway, we'll figure something out, and I'm no longer concerned that it will be that sinister. But it will be a big deal, probably. But anyway, yeah, wow. Okay. That was exciting, and I'm interested to see where they go with it next. Yeah, overall, the story is really impressive with how it does everything. The writing on it, like reading the descriptions of the battle, and how to describe like different ways that people fight, like when they were describing the battle between Takao and Kazu. It's very, very interesting. It's very well written, for sure. The training montage is very realistic, and it makes sense. Yeah, it's just kind of, you can kind of sense her little inner struggles going on there. It's like, don't complain, but I hate this. Yeah, that's pretty much what training is like. So yeah, I like the story. So I feel like definitely one of my top stories as far as what's coming out right now, and even just overall in general. I feel like it's probably my second favorite story out of all the stories on Romance Club. On any app, to be fair. Yeah, probably my second favorite story, followed by Cells in the Fog. I need to see how everything pans out first. Cells in the Fog is going to be up there until I experience an entire, an overall story of something that kind of matches that in the way that it makes me feel. But this is quickly catching up, for sure. So it's very interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here. See what I do next. I need to get me a snack or something. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and show that like button some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye!